Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code DRASIN12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. I have your famous, most liked Doug Brignole back that you always ask for, and he brought a friend of his today, a business partner by the name of Mo Larby. And they're creating something together that I'll let them tell you. It's pretty good, and I thought they might want to talk about it, and I want to hear about it, and then we'll have questions and answers.
First, I'd like to give you a gift.
Well, thank you.
This is Mr. Clean, which is basically your, I guess, your model for your Gold's Gym logo.
Yes, it is.
It's a gift from Kevin Riddell.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin says he loves you. He loves watching your show. He's been a big fan for many years, and he is thrilled to be represented here by way of Mr. Clean.
That's really nice of you. I appreciate it more than you know. That's awesome. I'm going to put it up somewhere around here where people can see it.
So, last time I was here, I told you that we had taken my book, which is The Physics of Fitness.
Yes.
And we created a curriculum, a class, that people can take. It's targeted towards trainers, but it's not only for trainers. But what we've done is created a certification program that allows people to get CECs, continuing education credits, from whichever trainer association they are certified with. Now, right now, we just have 4. We have National Academy of Sports Medicine, we have International Sports Sciences Association, we have CanFit Pro, which is Canadian, and we have one other one, which is?
Third one will be ACE.
ACE, okay, American Council on Exercise.
Yes.
And so Mo is my partner because I'm not administratively inclined. And so I provide the content.
Yes, and good content.
And I provide, some seminars, and I provide some marketing. But he's the guy behind the engine that allows the trainer to log onto the website, take the course online, study the materials online, do the quizzes after each chapter, do the test at the end, and then hopefully if he gets a passing score, and only if you get a passing score, you get a few shots to do that. But if you get a passing score, you get a gold certificate or a silver certificate. So I'm going to let Mo tell you a little bit about which is gold and which is silver.
Is it a difficult test?
You bet. Well, it's difficult in the sense that it requires, learning the material.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be, a genius to learn the material. It's just like, if you know which direction the resistance should come from.
Yeah.
If you're pushing down, it should be coming from up.
Exactly.
If you're pulling up, it should be coming from down, right?
I tried to explain that to people about how you don't push and pull, everything pulls.
Right.
They don't believe me.
Right.
Oh, no, you push.
Well, yeah, because what they're thinking of pushing is the object is moving away from my body.
Right.
But muscle contraction, muscle shortening is causing that to happen.
Exactly. It's so easy to understand if you know about it, but when you tell somebody, they just don't want to get it.
Yeah. So, Mo, tell us a little bit about the gold and the silver.
Yeah, the quizzes will make the course easier to understand because at the end of each chapter there will be quizzes. Once they answer those one, they can move on to the next one. So the silver certificate they will get at the end of the seminars only.
Okay.
And if, let's say, we get approved for that seminar by one of these associations upon request, then they will have those...
some CECs for the seminar.
Exactly, yeah. And for the gold
that's the actual course.
That's the actual course. It requires about 25 to 30 hours
of study.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
But they will learn a lot.
But I must tell you, though, that, for example, with International Sports Science Association, they gave us 20 CECs, which is the highest they give anyone. Same with National Academy of Sports Medicine. They gave us 4.
What does CEC stand for?
Continuing Education Credit. So,
or units.
So, for example, let's just say you're certified with National Academy of Sports Medicine. In order to keep that certification, you have to, every year, accumulate some CECs by taking various courses, which they let you know which ones are approved. All right?
Pretty much like doctors and lawyers do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so if you take our course, you don't need to take any other course that year because our course satisfies 100% of the requirements you need for the entire year.
So this is sanctioned, basically.
Yes.
Okay. No one just starts it and they say, "Oh, here you go."
Right. Now you could take the course and not be a trainer. You could take the course and just say, hey, I want to learn this stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn.
Right? You can benefit from this for your own sake. You can save time, you can save energy, you can save injury, you can optimize your gains just by learning the information, never mind the CECs. But if you're a trainer, you get the bonus of also having the CECs.
I get it. It's like studying for a driving test.
Yeah.
Over and over until
And
you pass.
is it worth learning to drive, right? Is it worth passing the test? Yeah.
Absolutely. What is the fee for something like this?
Mo?
The fee for the online course is $600.
Okay.
And there will be like some promo code, depends on when.
You heard about it. Where you
Yeah.
heard about it?
Yeah, they actually can hear about it from here as well.
You can give them a promo code,
Yeah,
and then they get a discount.
Okay,
you can
fine.
get a discount
Yeah.
from here. And each event is different because the distance. So if the travel, like let's say we have a seminar in Dubai, the event is gonna be different than an event in LA, for example,
Or Toronto.
or Toronto.
It's always different.
Yeah. So for the online course, it's $600. For the event, it depends.
Seminar.
Yeah, for the seminar.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it'll be
'cause
on the website or on Facebook.
Well, because it was an event, you have travel expenses and accommodations.
That's right.
and all that.
Right. He lives in Toronto.
I know he does. He told me.
It's cold there right now.
It's not a place I'd
It's like 17 degrees, I think he said.
Although, let me tell you something about Toronto. I went from Detroit to Toronto, and you go through the Windsor gate up there to the bridge.
Do you know where that is?
Not
Well, you just go across the Windsor Bridge, and you're in Toronto. And when I was wrestling, I always knew once I got off the bridge on the right was an all-you-could-eat smorgasbord.
That's why you remember that.
That's why every time I drove up there, I'd stop there and eat, and on the way back, I'd stop there and eat.
Yeah.
I had them all lined up along the way
Yeah.
across the United States.
Have you ever played tennis?
Yeah, but I had to give my balls up.
Or you lost your balls?
Well, I actually gave up bowling for sex because the balls are lighter and you don't have to change your shoes.
You have to put your fingers in the balls.
Sometimes they don't fit.
Yeah. He's a tennis professor.
Professor, yeah.
Yeah, I
tennis coach.
played tennis in high school, and I went to school with a guy named Denny Ralston, who was a world champion. And I enjoyed it. But
Tennis is fun.
tennis is fun, but you got to be quick on your feet, and I can't go 10 steps. It take me like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's how he started in the fitness field. Was he started doing tennis,
Yeah.
and then he started gravitating toward fitness, and then he saw me on your show, and that's why we're friends now.
Did you see me on the
Tell
show?
him.
too?
Yes.
You were there too.
Yeah.
So tell him about the show. You were watching. You were about to walk out, and then what happened?
Yeah, I was about to walk out because I was looking for what was the best exercises for, I think, calf.
Okay.
And then I watched many videos, and the last one was you and him. And I always play my videos on TV while I was getting ready to go to the gym.
Yeah, you see them bigger that way.
Yeah, and then I was about to leave, and then I started listening to you, like talking about this and that. So I found that very interesting. And then at the end, you said about the book.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll give it a
about the
try.
book.
$50, okay.
And then he read the book and goes, "Oh my God!"
Did you give him a
This-
discount?
No, I didn't even know him yet. He was just, a regular guy who bought the book, and he said, "This is really, really amazing stuff." Yeah. And that's
Well,
what
you know what? Everybody who's bought your book says that. I haven't seen one bad review on it.
For those of you that don't know what the book is about, it is surprising to me that a lot of these things that should be so obvious weren't.
Yeah.
So, for example, my favorite one to always talk about is if you take a medicine ball, you rotate to the left and the right,
Yes.
as we see happens all the time in the gym.
Yeah.
That is a waste of time, because the fundamental premise of resistance exercise is that you are encountering opposition to your movement.
Right.
You pull up, something pulls down.
Right.
You pull down, something pulls up. Right. If you go to the left, something's got to pull you to the right.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a medicine ball, nothing's pulling you to the right. It's pulling you down.
Unless there's something in your line of sight and you go that way.
So what's happening is you are then just rotating left and right
Without any resistance.
without any resistance,
Yeah.
and your biceps in the meantime are holding this thing up.
Yeah.
That's like chewing gum and doing a calf exercise and thinking that somehow they're related.
It gives you cuts in your jaw.
Yeah, they're not. Those two things are not related,
No, I
right?
totally understand that.
So what I did is I came up with the rules, the principles, the biomechanical principles that are required for an exercise to be called good, and it involves proper joint movement, proper range of motion, proper direction of resistance, a variety of other things where the resistance is more or less in the range of motion, because muscles are stronger when they're elongated and weaker when they're shorter. So all of these things, if all of these things are present, then you are doing, let's say, a high value exercise, an exercise that's going to give you the most bang for the buck.
I'll tell you something. There's a kid in my gym, and I don't really speak to him. He's very, very kind of odd. But he takes the tricep pushdown bar and he pushes it this way.
Right.
He uses the whole stack, and he's a young kid and he's skinny. He has no muscle.
Yeah.
Where does that strength come from?
Right. Well, he's basically doing a decline press with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
He's really just doing.
I could not do that weight.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, that's the thing is, when you do an upright row, which by the way is the opposite of what you just described.
Yeah.
Whether you're pushing down or whether you're pulling up, right? This angle of arm right here, what you're doing is you're literally canceling each lever out.
Yeah.
My girlfriend has a nightstand, and it's a table. This is a great example of biomechanics. The bottom part on the floor goes like this. The upright goes at an angle. It's a diagonal angle, right? And then the top is over here, right? So it looks like a Z, right? Now you might say, well, why doesn't that fall? Physics.
Oh, yeah.
Because this secondary lever is the same width as the primary lever.
Do you remember years ago that you had this little piece of wood you carved? It looked like a whistle, and you'd hang a belt from it and hold it on your finger, and the thing would never come off your finger. That was balanced so perfectly.
Right. Physics.
Yeah.
Physics.
I don't know if anybody today's seen that, but I remember in junior high school.
Well, they have wine bottle holders that you put the wine bottle in like this, and nothing's on the top end and it doesn't fall. Why not? Because the secondary lever is the same distance as the primary lever.
Yeah. Interesting.
So the same thing happens here. When you're doing this is a primary lever, this is a secondary lever. This basically neutralizes this out. So you almost have it's the same physics as you would use for a car jack, right? Short levers that are mostly neutral and canceling each other out, right?
Interesting.
If you want to load a muscle more, and this is the irony, is there's so much ego in bodybuilding that people will decide on which exercise is good by how much weight they can lift. In other words, they should be choosing the exercise that allows them to lift the least amount of weight, because that means you're getting the most amount of magnification.
Yes.
So ultimately what you want is to work as hard as you can, right? So the muscle tells you when it's maxed out.
It doesn't matter on the weight.
It doesn't matter on the weight. What matters is whether the muscle is working at maximum.
Exactly.
And if you can get that same maximum effort with minimal weight, you're just sparing your skeleton.
I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
I've seen Rich Piana do it.
Here's an example. When you're doing a straight arm side raise, you're dealing with a lever that is the length of your upper arm and your forearm, right? That's a longer lever. Now, if you were to do a side raise with your arms bent, you realize, hey, I can lift a heavier weight.
That's right.
Why do you suppose that is? Well, you just shortened the length of the lever.
Yeah.
That's all you've done. Doesn't mean you're loading that delta anymore just because you're using heavier weight.
I can see that with a long stick and a weight on the end, but may say 10 feet long, you got to lift it as hard as it can be.
Yeah.
But if you had that weight about just 2 feet away, it'd be simple.
That'd be simple, right? So the length of the lever plays a role, and so does the angle of the lever or the limb relative to gravity.
What do you think about laterals like that? Short arms on a machine.
You mean like this?
Yeah.
Well, if you're on a machine, that's different because the weight isn't in your hand; it's pushing against your.
But do you like those?
Yeah, those are good.
They're pretty good.
But if you use a dumbbell in your hand, then not only are you getting a shorter lever, which is creating an illusion of being stronger than you actually are.
Yeah.
But then this forearm becomes a rotational force on this bone.
Yeah.
And now it starts to strain your rotator cuff.
Yeah. Your bone becomes like a pencil sharpener.
It becomes a rotation device.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The information he's saying was very important to me as a personal trainer, because before I was doing my research, I was certified, but like all these factors, we know them, but I don't know how to use them or how to incorporate them in an exercise.
No, you're right. You're with the right guy. You guys will do well together.
It's fun. It's fun to dissect this stuff and reveal the secrets, if you will, the secrets of optimizing benefit with the least cost.
It's like the secrets of magic and the secrets of professional wrestling revealed.
Right.
Yes, you're right. You're right about that. There's no deep, dark secret on how to build your body, but these go into detail and you can build your body faster.
Well, we were talking on the way over here, and I said, a lot of people develop magnificent physiques, not knowing this stuff, right? But the problem with that is that they're working harder than they need to, and they don't know it.
Most of them do.
So let's say the conventional weight training routine would include, let's say, 50 exercises, right? Well, of those 50, maybe 20 of them are very compromised. And by compromise, I mean that they are risky, they strain joints, or they give you very little value, very little.
Well, they're duplicating what you already do.
So if you were to say, well, I did 50 exercises and I looked this good, and you think that all 50 of those exercises contributed equally,
Right.
you're wrong. Now, but the 20 that are bad don't undo the benefit of the good. You're still getting the benefit of the 30, but you wasted a lot of energy and a lot of time.
A lot of time and energy. I did something the other day that you had mentioned to me. I was in the gym for a short period of time. I don't feel like spending a lot of time there lately. People, you keep asking, am I losing weight? I haven't lost any weight, but
You're just redistributing it.
I don't know what it is. I'm just having the leg injury and moving around has taken a ton of calories out of me.
Yeah.
I burn a lot of calories, and I still try to eat, but I'm not a big eater.
Yeah.
And I don't care about being 230 or 40 pounds again. I'm happy at 212.
Yeah.
But I went into the gym and I was going to do curls. I was going to do arms. So I sat at the curl machine, that's the one seated where it's like dumbbells.
Yeah.
Never liked it. I never could feel it. But I decided I'll give it a try, just like I would some special girl in my life at some point.
Give it a try.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. And
Just to be fair.
I just had to find the right hole to put the key in.
Oh
so
my goodness.
I knew what weight I was using. So I put 60 pounds on there and I did 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps, slow.
Yeah.
And then I did 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps alternate.
Yeah.
And then one last set for a pump of together.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I did 11 sets of bicep. I didn't need to do any other exercise than just that. Am I right?
Right.
It was perfect.
Yeah, the bicep only knows one thing. It's bending the elbow.
Like a woman.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know one thing.
they only know one thing, Slick Rick. Then I went over to do tricep pushdowns, which is a standard tricep exercise that I've been doing for 500 years. And sometimes they're too easy, sometimes I don't feel it. But I started at a certain weight and I start graduating my weight like we always do. We pyramid up for 5 sets, maybe 6, and then a few more. And then I finished off coming back down to where I finished off with 10 sets of tricep.
Yeah.
That was plenty.
Yeah.
I don't think I need anything beyond that.
Yeah, most of it is redundant. Like I see women in the gym all the time doing 4 or 5 different glute exercises.
Oh my God, I know.
Now, glute exercise by definition is hip extension.
Yes.
Right? So if they're doing 4 different glute exercises, they're doing 4 different kinds of hip extension.
Yeah.
And each one of those can be biomechanically evaluated as being less than or better or worse than or better than the next one. So you can literally rate them and say that's the best, that's the second best, third, fourth, fifth best. Why do the ones that are anything other than the best? Because it's just
You're killing
you're just duplicating effort and you're using a less beneficial version of it.
I'm going to start doing like that. I'm going to start doing selfies of my butt.
Yeah.
I have a nice round butt.
Yeah, just look over the corner and go, how's that look?
Every girl is ever, you got the nicest roundest butt. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I was born with it.
And then you say, why were you looking?
Yeah, wait, why are you looking?
Yeah. How rude.
It's not what it's cracked up to
Yeah,
be.
yeah, my eyes are up here.
Oh, I don't know about those selfies. I don't know why they do that. I see it every day in the gym.
That's because Instagram has become a thing.
Yeah.
You know, you got to reveal to the public, to your fans, every minute of your day.
I just reveal what I'm eating.
Yeah, I know, I see that.
Every lunch I put down what I had. Oh my God, that looks so good.
Yeah. I saw that picture of you with Eric Estrada.
Oh yeah. I used to train him at his house.
Yeah.
Quite a guy.
I think, didn't he live in Pasadena or Burbank?
He lived up on Eureka, Ventura Boulevard. He has a house up there.
Yeah, I think he was in my gym in Pasadena.
He had a junk drawer full of candy bars.
Did he really?
Yeah, but he and I got along really well. We had a lot of fun together, and he came to the gym with me, and he always had his teeth. Hi, I'm Eric Estrada.
He was known for those teeth, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then he says, I got to go out of town for a month, Rick. You want to take my Rolls Cornish for a month and just drive it around? I said, no, I don't look like an asshole. He says, why do I? I said, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You got this yellow Rolls Cornish convertible, and you're driving around waving at everybody like it's the Christmas parade. And I said, I don't want the responsibility of it. Be honest with you, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, look at Bill Gates. He doesn't drive around in that.
No.
He's got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, when I see people driving something like that, I always go,
He's got the motorcycle from Chips in his pool house.
Does he really?
It doesn't have an engine in it, but he's got the bike because he had gone off and broke his wrist.
But didn't that motorcycle belong to the studio?
They gave it to him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's got some nice little items in there.
Yeah.
Trainers years ago,
Yep.
when I was down in Venice, there were no trainers.
Right. There was no industry yet.
No, but I lived in Bakersfield. We were called gym instructors, and we'd work for somewhere like Vic Tanny Gyms.
Yeah.
And they would give you a card, and it would have a whole list of exercises, and the owner would say, you give everybody 2 sets of this, all the way down the line. I worked for Joseph Barad, and I said, I don't want to do that. He says, why not? I said, because you don't give everybody the same medicine. Doctor doesn't give everybody the same medicine unless he's trying to sell drugs. You give them what's right for them. Well, this is how I want you to do it. And you got to make them sign the contract. You hold the contract up and you hold the pen. They look at it. And then
because he's looking at it from the business standpoint.
you drop the pen, they catch it, and they sign it.
Yeah.
All these little tricks.
Well, we were just talking about that, and by the way, by prescription, specifically, we're talking here about sets and reps.
Yes.
Right. I mean, biomechanically, everybody's elbow does the same thing.
Yes.
Right. So. The same exercises that would be good for a bodybuilder are the ones that would be good for granny.
Yeah.
Right? Mechanics is mechanics, right? But intensity is a different story.
Yeah, well, these people would ask me for something different. They wanted to look like I looked, and they wanted to know what I did. And so I would kind of realign the workout to them where they felt comfortable and they could do some of the bodybuilding moves that I do.
Yeah.
And he didn't want me doing it. I said, look, you've got people coming in just specifically to see me and do this, and I'm giving you business.
Yeah.
You better go along with the program or I'm quitting. So about a few months down the road, he had some lady in the office working. He was paying her top dollar while she talked on the phone with her boyfriend all day. She's a manager. I said, look, I want her job or I'm leaving. She wastes your money and wastes your time dating all the time. I'm leaving, so I quit. He called me back a week later. He says, I fired her. Come back, I'll give you her job. So I worked there for a while, and then I was wrestling at night, and then I took off. But those were the only times I saw trainers. And down at Gold's, Zabel trained Elvis Presley. Lou Ferrigno trained Michael Jackson. Then Isaac Hayes came to the gym and a few people like that, but there were no trainers to speak of. And nobody was certified. They just went from their past old history knowledge, old school.
Yeah.
And they got good results. And then in the 80s it started to change. And then down at Gold's, everybody became a trainer.
Right.
And nobody had to be certified at the time.
Yeah, there's no formal course.
There was no formal anything. And so they just, I'm a trainer. And then pretty soon there were more trainers than clients.
Yeah, right.
You know how that goes.
But I do want to say real quickly about the issue that we were talking about, which is a lot of times people say, how many sets, how many reps?
Yeah.
And you might remember in the old bodybuilding magazines, they would say, do this exercise, 3 sets of 10 reps.
Yep, that was standard.
Well, here's the thing, is that you cannot say 3 sets of 10 reps without filling in the blanks. In other words, with how much weight, and how much does that weight represent a percentage of maximum effort to you?
Well, you don't know, because you don't know the person.
Right, so here's the thing is, there's been a lot of, there's been, the Mike Mentzer heavy duty method, there's been this, there's been that, and people think that I'm 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and here's the thing is, there's a lot of information out there, and none of it is absolutely crystal clear.
No.
What we know is this, that heavy weight contributes, heavy resistance, low reps contributes to high fiber recruitment. That's one way of getting muscle growth. High fatigue also contributes to high fiber recruitment, and they contribute to muscle growth. However, high reps, too high reps, also causes systemic fatigue, which takes longer to recover from, and also inhibits how many total sets you can do and how much total weight you can do. So the answer to the question is, it seems to be a combination of the three. You need to do a fair number of sets for a muscle, something between 6 and 15, depending on your level, right? You need to do a fair number of reps, ranging from 30 or 20 down to 6 or 4.
Right.
You need to use a fair amount of weight, meaning a percentage of effort. But if you use too much of one thing, like if you do too much fatigue sets, too much, supersets, or too much breakdown sets, or too much forced reps, or too much any of anything, then you can't use enough weight to get maximum growth.
That's right.
If you use maximum weight, you don't get enough fatigue. So you need to use all of that. You need to use high reps and low reps in order to get, and sufficient sets in order to get optimum growth. I
always felt that 4 to 5 sets of 7 reps worked for me. I don't know why 7. I didn't do 8, I didn't do 6, I did 7. And it just,
what does that mean? You don't change the weight? You do the same weight for all?
No, I would go up.
So you start with a lesser percentage of effort.
Yeah.
7 reps.
Yeah.
A higher percentage of effort.
Yes.
More weight.
Yes.
7 reps. Okay.
Yeah. And then Dave Draper told me one time when I was working my bicep, don't overwork it, Rick. He says, if you overwork its small muscle, it'll turn it into a peanut. And I never forgot those words.
I don't know. I mean, that is a good question. If you overtrain a muscle, does it actually shrink? And the answer is yes, it could, but that would be what's that called? Rhabdomyolysis. Rhabdomyolysis is literally where you burst the muscle. It's so overexerted that it releases toxins into the bloodstream.
Well, I trained my arms every day one time for about 2-3 weeks. 5 sets here, 5 sets there, and my arms actually got smaller.
Well, yeah. I mean, what will happen eventually is, the first sign that you're overtraining is that you stop growing.
Right.
If you keep overtraining, and you keep overtraining, and you keep overtraining, then eventually, then it starts to go the other direction.
I felt like a burnout
but
match.
You shouldn't wait that long. Once you see that it's not resulting in growth, or you're feeling run down, that's your first sign you're doing too much, and you got to back off.
Well, a lot of the viewers out there say there's no way you can overtrain. Yes, you can overtrain.
Oh, God, yes.
And there's wow, if you take the juice and you're training hard, you don't overtrain. You can overtrain on anything.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You can overdo anything. You go to the movies too many times. You've seen the picture so many times. You're overtrained on watching it.
When I was competing for Mr. California in 1982, or preparing for it, I drew a circle. This was completely wrong, but at the time it was motivating to me. I drew a circle, and in the center I drew the Mr. California title, and then I put the names of the people I knew who were going to compete on the outside perimeter, including mine. And I said, okay, here we all are. We all want what's in the center. Whoever trains the hardest will get there first. Wrong.
No?
Nope. Because you can't overtrain, and because everyone's starting with a different set of genetics.
That's very true.
So ultimately, the person who has the highest odds of winning are the person with the best genetics who trains the smartest.
Right. Aaron Baker always had a good body.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I'd have lunch with him down at the firehouse. You get a cheeseburger and a Coke.
Yeah.
I said, "You eat this all the time?" He says, "Doesn't seem to bother me."
Yeah. Super nice guy, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got away with eating that. He was still thick and cut and everything.
Well, genetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just laugh about it.
Yeah.
He was on my show not long ago. He's still in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on my Facebook friends list.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah.
So now, if people want to do this, how do they contact you, Mo?
Through the website, Smart Training 365.
There it is, Smart Training 365.
Where's my shirt?
There's the Brig U. We'll get it for you. This is the Brig U University,
Yeah.
Biomechanics.
Or through the Facebook page,
Okay, I want to put
Smart
that on there so
Training
people can see it.
365. Yeah.
And they can also contact you direct.
And then contact me.
I think.
So our websites talk to each other. So you can go to mine from his, you can go to mine, his from mine.
Do they talk about you while you're sleeping at night?
All the time. I don't know what they say, but I hear my ear ringing.
Oh, that's my cell phone.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put that up, and then if I want to use a promo code, what do you want me to tell them?
I'll give you the promo.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, it's going to be a secret?
No, I have it. No, I will give you. I don't know. I have it.
What are you looking down there
phone.
for? Why are you checking your pockets? You know exactly what's in
Maybe
it.
he's looking at your butt.
Well, he can see that later.
Yeah.
For a small fee. No, I want to help you out.
All right. Well, we'll provide you all that information.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for coming again, Doug.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Mo, it's just a real pleasure to meet
Thank
you.
you. Nice to meet you,
And
too.
I hope we see more of you.
He's a good man. He's a very good partner.
Yes, I can see that already.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Thank you guys
very
for
much.
watching Rick's Corner, and stay tuned for more. I'm going to get Doug back as much as possible. He has a busy schedule. He's like a brain surgeon. I have to catch him when he's not having surgery. But we're going to try to do a steady thing, right?
Yeah, I love the idea.
You do, don't you?
Yeah.
Just like hanging out with me.
You're my best friend.
Okay. All right, we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, stay tuned for traffic and weather.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up later.
Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code DRASIN12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin. Personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world. And I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interests as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
It's Rick Drasin. He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.